それって。
Have you ever heard the phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words, or sometimes less is more? Well, Tsuki ga Kirei takes these ideas and runs with them. Hi, I'm Conan, and I'm here to talk about quite possibly the best anime of the season, if not the year. Tsuki ga Kirei slipped past many anime's fans' radars, with the likes of My Hero Academia Season 2 and Attack on Titan Season 2. What appears to be nothing but a simple romance story is actually a simple romance story with a great amount of depth. The way the characters interact, the relationships that they build, their goals and motivations, all these things are explored upon within the series. And with what can only be described as masterful directing, coupled with a strong understanding of the human psyche, we are gifted with a masterpiece known as Tsuki ga Kirei.
なんとなく頭の中で君が離れなくなっていたんだ。
Tsuki ga Kirei is animated by Studio Fuel and directed by Kishi Seiji. Studio Fuel has given us works such as Ore ga Iru and Minamike Tadaima. Kishi Seiji is best known as the director of Angel Beats. Tsuki ga Kirei is set in the 3rd year of middle school during the spring. At its core, it's a story about what it's like to fall in love for the first time. As for exactly what type of love it is of the purest, most innocent form. There's no lust or ulterior motives. They are just genuinely happy to be together. It tries to include everything from the initially awkward conversations, the nerve-wracking confession, to the couple's series of firsts, such as the first time talking to each other or the first texts. This is one of the anime's greatest strengths. To anyone who's experienced these things before, it's relatable. I can still remember my series of firsts and exactly how nervous I was during those times. Those experiences are something that you just don't forget, and Tsuki ga Kirei does an amazing job of letting you relive those moments through our main characters. On paper, Tsuki ga Kirei has 4 main characters, but in actuality, there's only 2. Those 2 being Azumi Kotaro and Mizuno Akane. There's also Hiro Takumi and Nishio Chinatsu, but the amount of screen time is heavily skewed in favor of Akane and Kotaro. Kotaro is an aspiring author. He loves classical literature and looks up to the likes of Dazai Osamu and Natsume Soseki, 2 very famous Japanese authors. He often quotes Dazai throughout major points in the story. Although he tends to read a lot of books, his grades aren't the best, as he rarely studies. He is also the president of the literature club, but we don't really see any of the other members. He frequently visits a bookstore that his friend runs and participates in the Kawagoe festival with the same friend. Then there's Akane, who's a member of the track club and seems to be one of, if not the fastest female runner in the club. She is also quite a good student, as she studies frequently and maintains good grades. She tends to want to squeeze a potato toy whenever she is nervous, to try and lessen her anxiety. Furthermore, we get to see both Kotaro's and Akane's families. Kotaro's consisting of his father, mother, and himself, and Akane's consisting of her father, mother, sister, and herself. As previously mentioned, there's Hiro Takumi, the president of the track club, and Nishio Chinatsu, who's another female member of the track club. As for the side characters, there's Kotaro's friends, Yamashina Roman, a popular and good-looking guy with pink hair, and Ogasawara Daichi, a guy with a strong build and an interest in wrestling. Then there's some of Akane's friends, Imazu Miu, Miyamoto Aira, and Sato Setsuko. To be completely honest, I know next to nothing about them, because they barely had any focus. Which is completely fine with me, because I'd much rather have 2 well-developed characters than 20 characters that can be identified with a trope or cliché. Okay, now let's get into the good stuff. What exactly makes Tsuki ga Kirei so great? Well, there's many things, but the 2 most important are the character interactions and the relationship built between Kotaro and Akane. Have you ever watched an anime and all they did was bombard you with inner monologues to convey to you how the characters felt? I know I have, and oh my goodness does it feel unnatural. Much like how I'm talking right now. Tsuki ga Kirei rarely relies on inner monologue, and instead uses show don't tell to great effect. At most, there may be 1 or 2 lines of monologue/dialogue describing how the character is feeling, but typically the emotions and feelings are conveyed to us through the little details, such as the use of eye contact, small movements or habits, body language, and sound cues. There's also the more obvious use of facial expressions and tonal changes in their voices. We get a great example of this as early as episode 1.
季節の野菜御膳、たけのこご飯ですってよ。
それもいいね。それからビール。
だと思ったんだけ
どれも確かめファミレスでビールくらいに
ありました。
お母さんこっちにしようかな。
グラタンとかラザニアもいいよな。
もう私が決めよっか。
ローパスタか。
パパうるさい。
ドリアないのかな。
はい。
小太郎もドリンク頼むか。
小太郎はドリンクバーね。
母さんピンポン押してくれるか。
あ、はい。小太郎聞いてる？
ドリンクバーいる。太宰は言った。生きていること。ああ、それは何というやりきれない息も絶え絶えの大事業であろうか。
あかね、ほうれん草のソテーも頼む？鉄分ってほら体にいいし。頼みすぎじゃん。
あかねが食うよなあ。
もうすぐ大会でしょ。体にいいものたくさん食べなくちゃ。やめて。うん、どうしたの？たっぷり。もう。
We see in this scene that Akane and Kotaro are unaware that they are both at the same restaurant with their respective families. It is not until Kotaro notices Akane on the table next to his that they both start to acknowledge each other's presence. Kotaro immediately looks away, blushes, and it's blatantly obvious that he is embarrassed. Akane maintains her gaze for just a moment, enough to portray to us viewers that she was somewhat confused and wasn't sure who Kotaro was. As soon as she realizes that Kotaro is in the same class as her, she begins to blush, as it would be very embarrassing for the families to start talking to each other. They do emphasize Kotaro's embarrassment by adding a quote from Dazai, how excruciatingly arduous and unbearable it is to live. However, it is not overdone and fits perfectly fine in this situation. To further emphasize the fact that they are both indeed embarrassed, their attitudes toward the families immediately change. Both are now more quiet and reluctant to talk. In this next scene, they both coincidentally go to the drink bar at the same time.
飲み物取ってくる。あかね、みんなの分も持ってきて。いつものやつで。
パパはメロンソーダかな。
あかね、全部持てそう？知り合い？同じクラスの子。はい、どうぞ。ありがとう。
おお。
あとお母さんのさ。え、そうなの
Kotaro was there first and is about to get what I assume is one of his favorite drinks, melon soda, but he realizes that Akane is behind him and can see what drink he gets. Trying not to look like a little kid in front of her, he instead goes for the more mature drink option of iced coffee to supposedly look cooler to Akane. This point is only reinforced by the way he is standing while he gets his coffee. He has one hand on his hips and tries to look a lot more confident than he usually is. After the coffee has finished pouring from the machine, he turns to Akane and gives her a quick bow, but no words are exchanged. I adore this scene, not because of how cute they are, although they are very cute, but how much is said with little to no dialogue. We know exactly how the two characters are feeling, and they haven't even said a word to each other. This is what I consider great directing. And what's great directing without amazing voice actors and a fantastic soundtrack to back it up? Kohara Konomi and Chiba Shoya both do a superb job of voicing Akane and Kotaro respectively. Everything from the little reaction sounds voice cracks,
いやそんな
stuttering, and slight changes in mood.
なんで
え、誰？
安住です。
なんで？
いろいろあって
意味わかんない。待ってたのに。
We can always tell when the characters are happy, sad, jealous, annoyed, worried, surprised, and much more. However, it's never overdone and feels very natural. This really helps make these characters seem more human, which in turn makes it easier for the audience to relate to and get invested in them. Not once was I bored during any episode, because I was genuinely interested in what would happen to Kotaro and Akane. This is thanks to the aforementioned great directing, the fitting soundtrack, the performance of the voice actors, and the way the show builds suspense. The use of different camera angles to shift focus, close-ups, timing of insert songs, how appropriately those songs set the mood, and the moments of extended silence all play a part in making the show spectacular. As for the soundtrack, Touyama Nao, also known as the voice of Chitoge from Nisekoi, sings every song with lyrics in the series. And well, what can I say? Not only is the voice absolutely gorgeous, it also fits the overall feel of the show. I don't think I could have asked for anyone better. And for the tracks where there are no lyrics, they're never overpowering and usually complement what's happening on screen very well. If I had to complain about anything, it'd be that there was one song that didn't feel appropriate for a brief moment.
嫌じゃなくて。
Why does this song sound so lewd at the start? And this brings me to my other gripes of the show, which are the inconsistent animation and the use of this. What the hell is this? I'm usually not too fussed with animation, but when there's blatantly obvious CGI just walking around with other 2D images without a care in the world, it gets a little bit jarring. What's not jarring at all, however, is a strong relationship developed between our two protagonists, Akane and Kotaro. Their relationship grows slowly but surely, and is fantastically paced within the 12 episodes that we got. Never did I consider the experiences together to be outside the realm of believability. Everything from the joy that they got from simple texts, the jealousy they experienced when they saw their significant other hanging with someone else, and the embarrassment when other people start talking about them, all contribute to making them seem more like people and less like characters. Every time the couple shared an important moment together, I couldn't help but have a grin on my face, and many of those scenes are what I consider to be a 10 out of 10 scene. I'm not going to talk about any of those scenes here, as I don't want to spoil the experience for any new viewers of the series. And that pretty much sums up my thoughts on the show. To summarize, Tsuki ga Kirei's biggest strength is how much they are able to convey with such little dialogue. This is made even more effective with the use of good pacing, superb directing, 2 wonderful characters, an amazing soundtrack, great voice acting, and a satisfying conclusion. The only thing that really held it back was the inconsistent animation and the use of horrible CGI. So with all that in mind, I present Tsuki ga Kirei with a rating of S+, and a numerical score of 9.5 out of 10. I cannot recommend this anime enough. I do hope that romance anime in the future try to be more like this show. There are too many romance shows where the focus is on everything before they start dating rather than after. As for other anime recommendations, I highly suggest Clannad and Clannad After Story if you haven't seen them already. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, comment if you have anything to say, and subscribe if you wish to see more. This has been episode 1 of Conan Critiques, and thank you for watching. Laters.
私にとってそれは